value of labor. A system of debt peonage is inextricably linked to a banking system in which money is issued privately by bankers and lent to the government rather than being issued as greenbacks, which we did that early in our history, by the government itself. Today, the quote-unquote European plan has evolved into the private central banking system and has come to dominate the economies of the world. And this is one of the points, of course, that many economists and policymakers are saying, that what we're ushering in here, and you mentioned it before, Scott, that it has to do with the fact that the entire world has been functioning around the fruit of our monetary system. So, just to finish to sum this up.
Hang on, I want to remind them again.
Please do.
422-3902. I'm waiting for my first call, guys. It's April 22nd. We are live till 8 o'clock. Please call in. Come on, I want to know that there's some voters out there that are going to vote on May 6th. You can even tell me who you're going to vote for and why, even if it's not my guy, Ron Paul, but please call us in now.
Just to continue briefly, banks create principal, but not the interest necessary to repay the loan. And so money is always owed back that was put into cover the interest, spiraling the economy into increasing levels of debt. And we've certainly seen the spiraling of debt. The result is debt peonage, and it has systematically reduced people to working for the company store, bound to their corporate masters for the food, shelter, and health care formerly provided by slave owners under the old physical slave system. One of the more succinct pieces that I have happened onto.
So basically, if we don't do something and let some of these people go, or figure out a system, backed by gold, whatever, there are going to be people paying $10 for a gallon of milk. So either you better, because I almost feel like now they're holding it out until the election. So they want to pretend that it's all purty, and then once they can't hold it off. You said that you think he's going to lower it again, the interest rate?
I heard maybe next week he might lower it again.
And it's already down to 2.75%. It looks like we have our first caller, and this is going to be Chris, and this is to Scott Wise. Go ahead, Chris.
Yes. I was curious, Scott. I was wondering if the Federal Reserve was a private company.
Yes, the Federal Reserve is a private banking outfit, and they're not at all sanctioned by our Constitution. They're not really even a part of our government, and they act in their own interest.
Like we said, they're no more federal than FedEx is. They just got to use a fancy name to fool us.
Well, yeah, I know they got the World Bank. I'm curious, with all the things going on as far as our money increasing and the North American trade, the Federal Reserve, are they not owned by international bankers?
The Class A stockholders actually, by national origin, are all Europeans. And that is not a published list. There are 10 of them, and the Class A stockholders are largely unknown. Class B stockholders is a published list, and those people number in the hundreds. And there are member banks, of course, and there are stockholders of local banks and of state-sanctioned banking systems. And those folks are published, known, and they invest in this corporation like any other, like General Motors, Ford, or General Electric.
Really, we have international bankers running the Federal Reserve for profit, and that's American money, is that correct?
Correct.
It's actually not American money. We have a real serious problem in our terminology. Money is defined by the United States Constitution, and it is defined as coinage of a certain purity of gold and silver.
Right.
And that is a dollar. Okay, and we use dollar and money interchangeably. What we are actually talking about that we're commercing in every day, Chris, is called corporate script or fiat.
Excuse me, Jim. Chris, could you do me one favor? The cameraman is telling me, please turn your TV down. It's echoing really bad.
Okay.
Just so that we don't, it echoes.
Yes.
Thank you so much. We love talking to you, but it's
not the TV.
the audio, they're yelling at me over here. So,
Did you have anything else, Chris?
One last thing. Now, guess it's, well, you know what, I'll call back. I'll listen, I'll continue to listen, and I'll call back.
Good.
Thanks for calling.
Thank you so much for calling. Please call with any of your thoughts.
Thanks.
Great question, Chris.
Great question. Okay, and we've talked about money. I don't want to use the whole show because we have a special guest. Live call, please, 422-3902. Chris gets bonus points for being our first caller. I have no prizes, but
You get to vote May 6th.
you get to vote May 6th.
Oh, can I say something about the primaries?
Absolutely.
Everywhere I go and everyone I talk to, I bring up Ron Paul because I am a very strong Ron Paul supporter. And what I'm finding is that there are still so many people out there who do not know about him. Now, we know that that's because he does not get the coverage on the mainstream media news that the other candidates do, because he's not fighting about what somebody said on Tuesday of last day.
I just say
It's the
there's two main
nonsense.
reasons. One, he has no scandals, so he's no fun to watch. He's not an American Idol entertainment because he's been married 50 years, good Christian man.
Grandkids, the
He was an
worst.
OBGYN,
Right, right.
no dirt. And the second reason is he's not bought and paid for. I don't care
That's
what
the big one.
anyone says.
Exactly, and we
They
know
they
this
do not
because
buy
of his
him.
voting record.
Right.
That's how we know this, 20 years in Congress.
And to that point, they're scared of him. Okay, the things he talks about resonates with people, and that's threatening to the status quo. And you know, there's a lot of people who have a lot invested in what's already in place, and they don't want to see it change.
In other words, you're saying there's a lot of criminals in...
Ready for let's not get too much into it.
No, and I would like to finish.
Mr. White is running in 3rd District in Indiana, which is...
Allen County.
And actually encompasses more than Allen
Right,
County.
it does.
Only Allen County people, I think, are watching, but it's all of Allen County. It's 3rd District. You are running against Mark Stouter in the primaries, May 6th. But we hope no matter what happens, because it sounds like you're new to this, that you definitely will continue this fight. All kinds of questions. Hang on, we have a